The pivot kit principle is that you want to compress information, recognize it instantly, and think strategically. The way we compress numbers is rather than saying third hand from the bottom in the 2, 4, 6, 8 section, you can just say it's number 6. The reason why that's important is because we humans have a 2-second loop. Your brain can only hold new information for about 2 seconds unless you rehearse it. And what the research has shown is that one-syllable words, you can fit more ideas into those 2 seconds than, say, with longer words. And an example that was given by Malcolm Gladwell in the book The Outliers is that Chinese spoken numbers are just one syllable compared to many English-speaking numbers which are more than one syllable. And therefore, in that 2-second loop, more numbers can be contained. It's more efficient. And so taking that to heart by using the numbers on the stickers when you are looking for a hand and you have many other things going on in your brain while you are playing Mahjong. But if you are able to eliminate scanning the card when you're saying, oh my gosh, which hand was that again? Where is it? If you can just say number 5. Now, I can't change, keeping track of whose turn it is and quick counting how many tiles have been discarded of a certain suit. But when you're asking yourself, wait a minute, which hand am I pivoting to? It's easier to say number 5 than to keep counting up and down the section columns. And it's also the same thing of when you look at someone's exposures. Oh, which hands are that? Oh, okay, that's what hand it probably is. And then you lose track of it. But if you know what number it is in a section, you can retrieve it quickly. So by compressing information, you are available to think more strategically. Similarly, the pivot kit gives you instant visual cues. So if you can recognize something instantly, again, you are saving processing time. What are you looking at? When you look at the purple sticker, you will first notice that it has underlined some of the numbers, and those numbers are the flexible numbers. What do we mean by flexible numbers? It means that you choose the numbers and the pattern stays fixed. So if you go to CR4A, which is consecutive run, line 4, the first hand on the left, you will see the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have a pung of 1, a pung of 2, a kong of 3, and a kong of 4. Or to put that another way, you have 3 1s, 3 2s, 4 3s, and 4 4s. Now, because it's underlined, that means that at the end of the hand, in parentheses, it says any 4 consecutive numbers. So when you see it's underlined, you know, oh, it's not just 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. The underline is your cue that there is flexibility in the numbers and that you get to choose them. If it's not underlined, it means that the numbers are fixed, rigid. It exactly has to be as seen on the card. Same thing if you look at a hand that is orange. It means it's an easy hand. There are no singles, no pairs, no news, no years. Each exposure segment can use a joker, and therefore it's an easy hand. And number 3 is yellow. Yellow equals concealed hands. When scanning for a pivot hand, it helps to have the concealed reminder on the left near the numbers. It seems like everyone on a Mahjong journey has pivoted to a hand called Mahjong only to find out it was concealed because they were looking on the left side of the hand where the numbers are and not on the far right-hand side. So if you can recognize information instantly, the pivot kit is actually changing how you process the card. Number 3 is pivot partners. You use abbreviated codes to identify natural pivot partners that share 8 or more tiles. So there are 3 kinds of pivots. There's a pivot within the line on the card, the pivot within neighborhoods, and the pivot across neighborhoods. So pivot within a line of the card, you just stay on that one line and you're choosing either A or B. So the way to pivot is to collect targeted numbers in all suits until you decide if you are doing A or B. I tell my students who are learning how to interpret the National Mahjong League card that I consider each section of the card as a neighborhood. And I'm going to use that in this presentation. Pivot within neighborhoods. You pivot to another hand in the same neighborhood when your pick tiles or table discards and other exposures dictate a pivot. Think neighborhood next. Now, if you are in, and this is all information that is on a flap of the pivot card, but if you're in the E neighborhood, you go from E1 to E5, save flowers if you pick them. If you're in ALN, save all same numbers and flowers and dragons to have more flexibility among the 3 hands. For the consecutive run 4, 7, or 6, save all flowers as long as possible. But once you decide you don't need them, discard well before the end of the game. 3, 6, 9, 1 to 2, save all the 3, 6, 9s in any suit. And the same advice if you're doing 02 to 06, save all 1, 3, 5s or 5, 7, 9s in any suit until you decide which one you're doing. And also, if you are doing, if you can't complete the news in Y4, keep any extra 2 and 6 tiles as they can be added to make Y1. The third kind of pivot is to pivot between totally different neighborhoods. And you would get that information from the black and white sticker. You got to consult with it twice. After the deal and before the Charleston, you start with A, B, C, or D on the sticker to identify multiple starting neighborhoods. And after choosing 2 hands, you're going to check whether the 2 hands have a natural pivot partner. And my advice is to keep the sticker on the front flap so you can just flap it down quickly to see it. At this point, there's a series of individual videos about the white sticker. And I just think it's best to show you an example of one of the lettered examples on the white sticker and also one of the examples of pivoting between neighborhoods. The Pivot Kit, the black and white sticker, video 2, letter B, like odd numbers. After the deal, and before starting the Charleston, if you have the same odd numbers, consider the following hands. Now, traditionally in this situation, people think about any like number and they start collecting flowers and dragons. But what if flowers and dragons aren't coming your way, but you still have a lot of the same number? At that point, you want to consider WD3 if norths and souths are coming your way, or 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 of one suit in 04, or if Q1, just keep collecting more and more of the same number. Read the B on the black and white sticker before the Charleston when you have the same odd numbers. It will remind you to keep flowers and dragons, north, south, and 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 of a different suit. Use the Pivot Kit. You'll be glad you did. This is Bernie Schrager. May the jokers be with you, unless we're at the same table. Today's Pivot Minute video, number 5, on the black and white sticker is Y1 to Q3. So you're developing your 2026 first hand, which we call Y1, even though you know that this year's 6s are popular. Each exposes your 2s that do not match your 6s, and you seek a hand with the 10 tiles you're collecting. You have the 6s, you have the 2s, you have the soaps, you have 2 jokers, and you're hoping to capture another 2 BAM until East put out 4 of them. At this point, you can pivot. Keep your 2s, add a joker. Keep your 6s, add a joker. You now have 3 soaps, and you're waiting for that 4th soap. So your strategy is to pick a hand, pick a backup hand, and be aware of what tiles you draw from the wall for your backup hand. Resist the temptation to discard a soap as a form of misdirection when actually you may need it later. The Pivot Kit can help you, your students, your group, your community along your Mah Jongg journey by changing how you process the NMJL card. Contact me for a presentation where we will drill down on how to use the purple sticker and where we recreate the pivots on the black and white stickers. This is Bernie Schrager. May the jokers be with you, unless we're at the same table.